The day of weeping. Jesus had friends. He loved them all. But he had friends with whom he had a special relationship, as one does with friends, of greater love, of greater trust. Very, very often, Jesus stayed at the house of the siblings, Lazarus, Mary, and Martha. And Jesus felt pain for the sickness and death of his friends. He arrives at the tomb and is deeply moved. He asks, "Where have you laid him?" And Jesus breaks out in tears. Jesus, God and man, weeps. There is another time in the Gospel that says that Jesus wept. When he wept over Jerusalem. With what tenderness Jesus weeps. He weeps from the heart. He weeps with love. He weeps with his friends who weep. Jesus tears. Perhaps he wept at other times in his life. We do not know. Certainly at the Mount of Olives. But Jesus weeps out of love. Always. He is deeply moved and very troubled, and weeps. How many times we have heard this emotion of Jesus with the repeated phrase, "His heart was moved with compassion." Jesus cannot look at the people and not feel compassion. His eyes are connected with his heart. Jesus sees with his eyes, but he sees with his heart and is capable of weeping. Today, faced with a world that suffers greatly, many people who continue to suffer of the consequences of this coronavirus, and now the dangers and evils of war being brought by Russia upon Ukraine, for no reason other than the Russian economy needed the vast natural resources of Ukraine without having to pay. A war waged in order to burglarize a country. With these things going on, I wonder, am I capable of weeping, as Jesus would certainly have done, and does now? Is my heart like Jesus? Or is it too hard, even if I can speak and do good in order to help? Is my heart, if my heart is not entering in, and I am not capable of weeping? Ask the Lord for this grace, Lord, that I might weep with you, weep with your people who are suffering right now. Many are weeping today. And we, from this altar, from this sacrifice of Jesus who was not ashamed of weeping, let us ask him for the grace to weep. May today be for everyone like a day of tears. And may these tears cleanse us of everything. These tears wash us clean of all of our old hatreds and all of our old fears. Just the other day, I learned I felt pain for others when I heard the China Air, the plane, had done a full power dive into the earth, crashing nose down, fully perpendicular. I cried, "Oh, my dear Lord, no!" sobbing doubled over in pain for the 17 children and their parents aboard. They knew there wasn't a moment to provide comfort, to mouth or to lip read, "I love you forever," to a spouse or their much-loved beloved, one child. There wasn't any hope of future beyond this incalculable terror of 14 seconds. From the first problem to the nose striking the ground. 14 seconds is eternity. But the 1.52 seconds during which the plane was in the nose-down aspect, millions of lifetimes have been lived. Entire kingdoms have reigned and fallen in 1.52 seconds. I now believe that despite there having been few, if any, believers present on that plane, that the Lord was present. That as he comforts us and releases us from that terror, taking us and removing the memory from our eternal memory, so that we may have need never to see it again, feel, understand that level of terror ever again. So too did he provide such comfort on that flight, giving them surcease and giving them the feeling of warmth and love as their last thought, as their last experience. For he is merciful, and they can convert in that nanosecond while he attends to their needs. No, our God is a merciful God, a kind God, a loving God. And so long as they were not followers of another God or followers of the devil, he would have attended to these poor people, and most especially the children. For conversion is forever his.